Every year, you sit across from your manager for your appraisal. You have the data, you have the results, you have prepared, and your manager nods, smiles, and tells you, you had a great year. And you get the assessment of, say, meets expectation or maybe exceeds expectation if they are feeling particularly generous. But then the number comes 3%, maybe 4%, maybe 5% if the company had a good year. And you walk out of the room wondering, what was the point of any of this anyway? And here's the truth. The annual appraisal was never designed to get you promoted. It was designed to keep you manageable. And once you understand how the system actually works, you will stop playing its rules. So, how does appraisals actually work? Let's do the reframing, right? Most professionals go into the appraisals believing in one thing. If I perform well, I'll be rewarded. And that is a promise. But here is what actually happens inside most organizations. Appraisal budgets are fixed before your manager even walks into the room. Total salary pool, let's say 8% of payroll, has already been decided by finance 3 months before your review. Your manager is not deciding how much you deserve, they are deciding how to distribute a fixed number across their team, which means your appraisal is not an evaluation, it is a negotiation. And most people don't even know they are in one. The second thing nobody tells you, most appraisal outcomes are decided in the hallway, not in the meeting room. The real conversation about your rating happens in calibration sessions. This is where your manager sits with other managers and defends your performance relative to everyone else on the floor. If your manager does not speak up for you in that room, you do not get the number you deserve. Full stop. Right? Third truth, the appraisal rewards people who are already visible, not the people who suddenly perform well during the appraisal season. By the time you are in that room, the decision has already been made. So, what does this mean for you? It means the game is being played 12 months a year, and most professionals only show up to play in the last 2 weeks. Here are the 3 things companies say versus what they actually do. They say performance speaks for itself. What they actually do instead is reward the people who make the performance visible. If your result sits in a spreadsheet that only your manager sees, they do not exist in the minds of the people making promotion decisions. Performance that is not visible is not performance, it is history. And then they say we have a transparent merit based process. What they actually do, run a political process with the merit based wrapper. Calibration sessions are not objective. They are shaped by relationships, by who the senior leaders trust, who has built equity across departments. The most technically skilled person in the room does not always win. The most strategically visible one does. They say, we will recognize you when the time is right. What they actually do, wait for you to make yourself undeniable. No organization proactively promotes a quiet performer. The burden of proof is always on you, not on them. If this is resonating, subscribe to the channel and give a like to the video. I cover the unwritten rules of corporate growth that nobody in your organization will ever tell you directly. Here is the 3 moves that actually get you promoted. Now that you understand how the system works, here is how you out strategize it. So, move number 1, make your work visible before appraisal season. Stop saving your results for the end of the year review. Build a habit of sharing progress updates with your manager and key stakeholders every month. You're not boosting, you're updating. It goes something like this. Here is what I've achieved in this month. Here is the impact. Here is what I'm working on next. This keeps your name and your results in active memory, not just in the year-end form. Move number 2 is to build your reputation above your manager's level. Your managers can advocate for you in calibration, but only if they themselves have credibility with the people in the room. The safer play is to build direct relationships with 2 or 3 senior stakeholders outside your team. Volunteer for cross-functional projects. Present in leadership reviews. Create visibility that does not depend on your manager's willingness to speak up. Look, a toxic manager is a strategic bottleneck. They stand between your daily execution and the executive team. Your job is to build bridges that go around the bottleneck and not through it. And then here is move number 3. Have the promotion conversation 12 months early. Most professionals wait until appraisal season to ask about promotion. That is the wrong time. Go to your manager 90 days into the new cycle and ask this. What would getting promoted look like for someone in my role over the next 12 months? What are the 2 or 3 things I need to demonstrate? This does 3 things. It signals ambition, it gets you a clear target, and it makes your manager a stakeholder in your promotion because they now have to explain why you did not get it if you deliver on what they described. The appraisal system is not going to change, but the way you play inside it can. Stop being the best kept secret in your organization and stop believing that your result alone will open doors. You cannot get promoted by outworking the system. You have to out-strategize it. If you want to go deeper on the executive presence and visibility, YouTube algorithm is amazing and it will show you exactly what you need to watch next, right here. So watch my next video and I'll see you in the next one. Before I leave, if you are really interested to understand where you stand in your organization in terms of promotion readiness, there is a link in the description. Go to that and take a promotion readiness assessment. It will tell you exactly what you need to work on and it will also recommend you a way out, the way to get promoted in your organization. Link in the description below.